Yo ho ho, Dumb Mafia. Welcome to yet another edition of the Dumb Mafia Report. And holy shit, ladies and gentlemen, we have a test ahead of us on Sunday night. And that's right, ladies and gentlemen, the Buffalo Bills are going to be hosting the 11-1 Pittsburgh Steelers. In full transparency, I sincerely wish that they would have beaten the Washington football team, just because Tomlin's record coming off of a loss is tremendous. And so it's within the mid-60s as far as percentage is concerned. I really just wanted them to come in already clinching the playoffs and sort of sleep on the Buffalo Bills. But now I suppose you can say that we have a hell of a test coming for us on Sunday night. But I do believe, listen to it, I do believe that the Buffalo Bills are going to upset the Steelers on Sunday Night Football, and hopefully we can go on ahead and clinch a playoff spot if a few more things happen to occur in our favor. Per usual, guys, I'm going to be previewing exactly how I feel the Buffalo Bills defense is going to perform against the Pittsburgh Steelers offense, and then how the Buffalo Bills offense is going to perform against a very scary Pittsburgh Steelers defense, and we're about to hop right in there. Guys, one quick announcement. I get comments and DMs all the time of people being like, yo, Dan, where's your merch? Where's your merch? Where's your merch? Well, let me tell you what, now you can find it directly below this video. You'll see a couple of my most popular t-shirts and apparel items down there. So if you want to take a look, feel free. It's now right in front of your face. So yeah, Dumb Mafia, starting off, I really want to talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers offense because the defense is going to be an entire different animal and it's going to require a bit deeper of an analysis. So really with any offense, the first place you need to look specifically on the Pittsburgh Steelers is their quarterback, and that's Ben Roethlisberger. Now, when you think of Ben Roethlisberger, you think of, essentially a super old Josh Allen, right? Like, say that I had to compare any quarterback to Josh Allen right now, maybe in the past, it would have to be Ben Roethlisberger. Back in the day, Big Ben was known for going on ahead and holding the ball as long as he possibly can because he's just so strong. He could legitimately throw linebackers and defensive linemen on their ass just because of how big and strong he was, and then scramble around the pocket and so avoid a couple of tackles and then hit a receiver, 20, 30 yards downfield 5 or 6 seconds later. Now, the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback is nowhere near that caliber of a player. In fact, some could argue that Ben Roethlisberger is an entire different quarterback. And so what makes it interesting about Ben Roethlisberger is the fact that he gets rid of the ball the fastest in the entire NFL. And dude, man, hasn't been sacked in over 5 games. 5 games, I want to say. He's only been sacked 10 times this entire season. Now, when you look at a statistic like that, you would think, holy shit, Dan, the Steelers' offensive line must be absolutely elite. And unfortunately, that is not the case, right? It's just Big Ben does not want to be sacked. He's getting up there in age, and he had to change up his playing style a bit more. He's the type of quarterback that's going to snap the ball, and he's going to get rid of it as soon as he possibly can. What helps the Buffalo Bills defense out is the fact that he just so happens to be second in the league for batted passes down on the line. So as far as the Bills defensive line is concerned, I'm definitely hoping that I see a lot of hands up in the air and a lot of batted passes. Now, as far as Big Ben is concerned, while he hasn't been sacked too often, when he does experience pressure, his quarterback rating absolutely plummets. When he's kept clean in the pocket, he's sitting around 100, and then once he is pressured, he drops to about 70. There are some holes in this Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line, and I'm really, really hoping that some of our D linemen, specifically Jerry Hughes, is going to be able to create that type of pressure that is going to cause Big Ben to make mistakes. As far as their weapons are concerned, and so we all know these names. You have Chase Claypool, who in my opinion is the most talented rookie wide receiver that came out of the draft this year. He's been balling. Same with Juju Smith-Schuster. And a couple of their running backs. James Conner should be getting back. Now, it's funny because, like the Buffalo Bills, the Steelers have had a very difficult time running the ball. Granted, Conner hasn't been around the past couple of games. The number one thing that the Buffalo Bills need to do is make sure that they do not establish the run. Luckily, they're amongst the bottom of the league of being able to run the football, and even more lucky so for Buffalo Bills fans, our biggest weakness was being able to stop the run. So I'm really hoping that we can go on ahead, shut down this run game, and just force Big Ben to be able to attack us in the air and test our secondary. He's not the type of quarterback that's going to go on ahead and focus on one or even two receivers. There's 5 playmakers on this team that have upwards of 40 receptions. So, I mean, like the Buffalo Bills offense, he legitimately just goes on ahead and just spreads it across the field. He doesn't care as long as that guy is making plays. Realistically, what I think needs to happen is we just need our secondary to be on top of everything. I think the Steelers offensively are going to be looking for an air raid attack, really take advantage of yards after the catch, and so do what they can to move the chains. What the Bills defense needs to do is they just need to pressure Big Ben as much as they possibly can. And so some of our more talented DBs like Micah Hyde, Trey White, and even some linebackers like Matt Milano and Trey Edmonds, what they need to do is they need to make as many disguised types of packages that they can, called by Leslie Frazier, and see what we can do. But at the end of the day, guys, this game is going to be determined on defensive play. And that's a great segue into a very difficult part of this video where I discuss how the Buffalo Bills offense needs to perform against the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. So yeah, guys, I'm not lying when I say that the Pittsburgh Steelers defense is scary. In fact, in my opinion, I think they have the best defense in football. I mean, when you look at the amount of pressures that they get on the quarterback, takeaways, sacks, and so they lead the league in all 3 of those categories. I mean, this team is absolutely stacked, and what makes it even worse is the fact that they're not even fully healthy. Since they're not even fully healthy, I'm still scared of this team. Number one, it's going to have to do with their defensive line. I mean, when you just say names like Hayward and then you say TJ Watt, who's going to be coming in off the edge, I mean, I just get flashbacks of what Bosa did to Josh Allen when we played the Chargers a couple of weeks ago. In my opinion, I think TJ Watt is a better edge rusher. He's a better defensive end. He's more effective. And I just have a feeling that the Buffalo Bills offensive line needs to step up. Now, don't get me wrong. The Bills offensive line has been good this year, but they need to be at their absolute best on Sunday night because this defensive line is going to be all over Josh Allen. And let's just hope that he can go on ahead and do what he does best, scramble outside of the pocket and go on ahead and extend plays. But, I mean, even Edmonds' brother, I have a sincere feeling that he's also going to be stacked up in the box a lot, maybe even used as a quarterback spy. I mean, as far as the pass rush is concerned, I'm really curious to see exactly what Dable is going to put together. Whether or not that it's going to be a short dink and dunk type of attack. I mean, maybe we want to run the ball with Singletary and Moss, although that it really hasn't been that effective for us thus far this year. There's so many different things to worry about with this defense. It's looking like Hayden will not be in. He is their best cornerback. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see who's going to be pairing up against Diggs. As much as we love Cole Beasley, he's going to be going up against, in my opinion, probably the best slot cornerback in the entire NFL. And so that's going to be Mike Hilton. So for everyone that's been excited to watch Beasley absolutely just ball and eat all year, I'm not sure that Beasley's going to be involved too much during this game. It's really going to have to come down to attacking the short middle of the field and taking advantage of whatever the defense decides to give us. And so realistically in this game, what I need from Josh Allen, I don't need a 300-yard game. I don't need a 400-yard game. I don't need 4 to 5 touchdowns. And the only 2 things that I need is, number one, do not turn over the football. This is going to be easier said than done, especially since the Steelers lead the league in takeaways. But if there was ever a game to protect the pigskin, it is this one. We cannot give this team short field, or otherwise we're going to be witnessing a game very similar to when we played the Tennessee Titans, and we cannot have that happen. And then number 2, win. Honestly, I could give a shit if Josh Allen only threw for 150 yards as long as we have more points on the board than the Pittsburgh Steelers at the end of the game. I will be a sincere, and so I will be a happy dude. I really, really will be. We just need to be patient. Josh Allen needs to take what the Pittsburgh Steelers defense gives him. He needs to protect the football, and we need to win this game. So yeah, Dumb Mafia. Do me a favor, leave a comment. What's your score prediction to this game? I'm really curious to see whether or not A, that you see the Buffalo Bills pulling this off, and B, what the final score is going to be. Once again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to yet another edition of the Dom Mafia Report. Keep in mind, I am going to be live streaming my game time reactions Sunday night starting at probably 8 o'clock, so do not miss out on that. And before I let you go, always remember, let's go Buffalo.